Hi, and welcome to Brookdale Newsmakers, your source for what's happening on our campus and in your community. I'm Jenna Barbieri, and joining us today is Darren D'Amato, host of Check for Ticks. So Darren, tell us a little bit about your show.
Well, Check for Ticks is a radio comedy show that's also broadcast on TV. So the most concise way of explaining it to people is that it's like a nice version of the Howard Stern show.
Cool. So it's a family version, a comedy show.
If you have a strange family that's into the weirder stuff that happens every week, talked about by James, my co-host, and myself, and we're not the most normal people ourselves, so it's not really, we don't ridicule others that are different. We like to celebrate the differences.
Awesome. So how did the show start?
The show started years ago. We used to do it on an internet radio station. Our friend Gordon Baker Bone, who's a stand-up comedian, actually doing pretty well for himself now, he started doing the show as a means to further his stand-up career. And then he invited us along, and then we started doing the show with him, and it was the three of us. And then Gordon stopped showing up, but James and I were still there, so then we just took over the show, and it's become our show.
Awesome. How did you meet James?
I met James through the improv comedy troupe that we used to both be in, and we were taking classes one summer so that we could get into the troupe. And James actually got into the troupe like a year, maybe 2 years ahead of me.
Okay.
Because James is funnier than I am. So James got into there sooner. I met him that way, but I don't remember the first time that I met him. He's a very memorable character, but just he wasn't to me the first time.
And where did you and James come up with the name Check for Ticks?
That was all James. We needed a name for our show, and I just asked James, what should we name it? And he does a lot of outdoorsy stuff, a little bit of hunting, beekeeping, just walking through the woods sometimes. So
Interesting.
Yeah, I said he's an interesting guy. So he just said, how about Check for Ticks? And I went along with it like I do with most things.
Good. Well, it's funny. So when and where does your show air?
Our show is originally aired on Brookdale Student Radio, which is brookdalestudentradio.com, and then we're at 7 p.m. every Monday night. And then as we do it live on the radio, someone, generally you, but not always you, tapes the show for us, and then that is aired on Fridays on Brookdale Television at 10 a.m., 4 p.m., 10 p.m., and 4 a.m. So anytime that it's 10 or 4 on Friday, it's on. And then Brookdale Television is Comcast Channel 21 and Verizon Fios 46.
Very cool. So how can we keep up with your show online?
I don't know if you can keep up with us, but you could try not to get lapped by the comedy sprinter that is Check for Ticks by going to checkforticks.tumblr.com. That's our little microblog where we post some videos up there. I'm going to warn the audience that not all of those videos are family friendly. That is sometimes where we put the stuff that we can't talk about on the air because it has bad language or whatever. So that's one place that you could go. We have a YouTube channel. If you just type Check for Ticks into YouTube, we don't come up right at first. First what comes up is a country music song about a guy trying to find ticks on his girlfriend in like a romantic way. And then after that is like 1 or 2 guides on how to get ticks off of your animal. And then under that is the show that James and I have worked so hard on.
Okay.
So,
not to be confused with the country song.
no, not to be confused. And then we're also on Twitter, just at Check for Ticks. We're on Instagram. We rather post photos up on Instagram as well. And WBJB 90.5 The Night has actually been nice enough to give us a podcast on their website. So you can find archived shows, just the audio of Check for Ticks, on WBJB's website.
Great. So you guys are everywhere. That's awesome.
We try to be everywhere.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming by today.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us on Brookdale Newsmakers. Our guest today was Darren D'Amato. For more information, visit brookdale.cc.edu or check us out on Facebook. I'm Jenna Barbieri. See you next time here on Brookdale Newsmakers.